What's up, VC? I'm back to do another video. It was like my third or fourth one in the last couple days, but we're going to call this one Jazz Finds Volume 1. And this is going to be like all the loose finds that I've had from random digs. I've been buying a lot of records the last couple months, and online purchases and flea market digs, and I got a collection of free records like I was telling you from my girlfriend's uncle. Just a lot of cool stuff, so yeah, let's get into it. First one is Jimmy Smith, Home Cookin'. And this is awesome. This is an original Blue Note stereo copy, I believe, original. No, excuse me, this is a repress. This is a Liberty repress. Sorry about that. Right here. I got this in the collection with like, you know, 120 some odd, 130, 140 records from like I said, my girlfriend's uncle. And yeah, really happy to have this. You know, Jimmy Smith's an organ player, and I remember reading a story where the way he got good was like his dad had a warehouse or something, or he rented a space in a warehouse and he just practiced like all day for a couple of years, and then came out and, you know, blew people away. And yeah, he can play. And Jimmy Smith's very popular. A lot of people like Jimmy Smith. Sorry about that. Next thing up is the Keith Jarrett solo concerts in Bremen and Lucerne box set. Not as good as the Cologne concert, but good. I got this in the same collection for free. Box is a little tattered, but I'm not going to argue with it. The records are in pretty good shape. They play nice. Really happy to get that. This next one was interesting. This is Charlie Parker, The Happy Bird, on I believe on Charlie Parker Records. And this has 2 cuts on each side. Yeah, so really happy to get this. This is a little bit of mold there, but no big deal. I got this in that free collection, so I'm not gonna argue with that. It's good. You know, Charlie Parker, Bob, the guy is a phenomenal saxophone player. Huge fan of him. Gone way too soon. But yeah, good stuff. This next one I picked up at a thrift store about a month back, and this is Ralph Sutton, A Salute to Fats. It's the music of Fats Waller, played by Ralph Sutton. And this is actually a pretty rare record. I just picked it up because I saw Fats Waller, and I was like, oh yeah. Fats Waller was a piano player. Ralph was a piano player. Ralph Sutton was a stride piano player, and really phenomenal. Stride is an extremely difficult, fast-paced type of piano playing. I'm not really. I've read how it's described, the technical aspect, but I don't want to misrepresent it. So I would encourage you to type in like stride piano playing from like Fats Waller, or Ralph Sutton, or James P. Jameson, and check those guys out. But this is what the label looks like. I believe this is a late 50s press. This is the first press. So yeah, this thing is actually pretty rare and actually kind of desirable, which was funny. That's not why I bought it. You know, obviously I tend not to resell records. I try to buy only what I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep. But yeah, I was really happy to get that for $1. And actually haven't spun this, but I've heard cuts from it, and the guy can play. Ralph Sutton, he can play. Next one is from a contemporary jazz band. It's a release on Electric Musician. The band's called Steps Ahead. And this has Michael Brecker on tenor, Elena Elias on piano, she's a pretty good player. Peter Erskine on drums, is a phenomenal player. Eddie Gomez on bass, played with a bunch of people. He was in the Gadd Gang, Steve Gadd's band. And Mike Maniari on vibes and marimba. That's what it looks like. This is actually a really good piece. This was like a lot of people overlook this. It was like contemporary jazz. Really good. Very like smooth, flowing music. They're all very good at their instruments, and I don't know how much they played together, but it sounds like they were very well prepared, and just very tight. Everything was nice. So it's good music. I like the way it was recorded as well. This next one I got was definitely one of my want lists. This was from the free collection. This is the California concert at the Hollywood Palladium, and it's got You know, this is CTI, so this is like funky jazz, soulful jazz. Here's the gatefold. It's got George Benson, Freddie Hubbard, Hubert Laws, Stanley Turrentine, Hank Crawford, Johnny Hammond, Ron Carter, Billy Cobham, Airto Morera. Yeah, so this is phenomenal. As many people have showed this in the VC, that's phenomenal. And now we're gonna get into like a lot of the humongous jazz grills I've been able to score in the last couple months. Stuff that's been on my want list for a while. And just some phenomenal pieces. This has already become one of my favorite jazz albums. This is shout out to my man Fatback Funk, Dave, man. Get in touch with me, man. Like make a video, dude. Let's I need to get some of that Fatback Funk video back in my life, man. But anyways, this is Billy Harper, and this is called Black Saint. Billy Harper is a sax player from, tenor sax player from, I believe Houston. I know Texas, but maybe Houston. I think it was John Coltrane was a big influence on him, and this guy, his technical prowess and vocabulary and his lyricism on the saxophone is utterly phenomenal. This record is like a tour de force of sax playing. He just rips this record to shreds, and this is on the Italian label Black Saint. This is actually the first release on Black Saint, and this thing is not easy to come by. Although I was just at a dig a couple days ago, and I was looking through the Jazz H's, and there it was. And if I had more money, I'd have bought the second copy of it. That's how much I like this record. I paid $30 for this, and I'd pay it all day long. This thing is utterly phenomenal. It's a 10. It's a 27. It's so far beyond a 10. It's just magisterially good. This next one is been digging this guy a lot lately. Been having good luck with tracking down his Impulse releases for very, very good prices. This is Taoud. This is Pharoah Sanders. Show you in the back. Pharoah, cool motherfucker right there. And this thing is just phenomenal. His ferocity and like almost the urgency and the pain that you hear in the saxophone. I remember the first time I heard this, I was sold. I immediately started looking for a copy. I'll show you the inner gatefold. It's still cracked, so. My man Pharoah. And yeah, this is like Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt is a phenomenal song. I really like that. Japan is great, and I really like Capricorn Rising as well, which is the last track. This thing is phenomenal. This is original Impulse. And these are not cheap, especially Pharoah Sanders Impulses. They can go for a lot of money. So I was really happy to find that. This next one I picked up a reissue of, because I just couldn't find a good condition, good price original. This is the Avant-Garde from John Coltrane and Don Cherry. Here's the back. I actually haven't opened this yet. I got this from my girlfriend for my birthday. She got me like 3 or 4 records. Yeah, I've heard this before. Many of you might have heard this. This is phenomenal. This is the Rhino reissue. Just phenomenal stuff. And I think she paid like $12 for this, so a really good price. Just really good stuff. Like just John and Don. They're just phenomenal. They're just phenomenal musicians, and both long gone, unfortunately, as is the case with many jazz musicians. It's just terrible, sad stuff. I wish a lot of those guys were still around making music. I think music would be so far much better than it is today. But anyways, let me digress. Next one I got was also a gift for my birthday. This is Sun Ra and his orchestra. This is Jazz in Silhouette. This is the 180 gram reissue, and this is phenomenal. This is the Saturn reissue. This is like Sun Ra before he kind of got more like spacey and out there. This is when he was like still making kind of like I don't want to say coherent, because like most of his music's coherent, but it's like more readily. This is where most people start. This is like the more available stuff. This, and I think Space is a Place is where a lot of people start. But yeah, I could not afford original Saturn of this, so I just popped for the reissue. It sounds great. I'm really happy for it. With it. And yeah, it's just a great piece. Definitely a must-own in your collection if you like jazz. I would highly recommend grabbing it. This next one I got was probably the second best find in that free collection from my girlfriend's uncle. This is something I've been looking for a while. And this is Paul Bley, John Gilmore, Paul Motion, and Gary Peacock, Turning Point, on the Improvising Artist label. This is a piece, man. This is some great, like, avant-garde free jazz. This is a monster record. I saw Anders show this like in a video like sometime last year, and I heard some of it and I was just hooked. This is not easy to come by, really. Here's the label. This is a mono, first press, and this is just a phenomenal record. Everyone plays their ass off. It's also interesting to note that this is one of John Gilmore's only appearances outside of Sun Ra's orchestra. So that's cool, because John Gilmore was an influence on John Coltrane, and John Coltrane really, I believe he took a couple like impromptu lessons from him, and he revered John Gilmore's playing a lot. So yeah, I definitely am really happy that I found that. This next one I got in that collection as well, the free collection. This is Julian Priester and Marine Intrusion. This is Polarization, and this is just phenomenal. This record is like it's a promo copy, gold stamp promo, which is cool. Cover's a little dirty, but you know, I'll use the last shout out to Lazarus Dwayne. I'll use the last tips and get that off with some rubbing alcohol. But yeah, this is just a phenomenal record. This is like a little funk. This is a jazz record, but I hear soul in it, funk, and at times even like kind of free spiritual jazz in there. This is phenomenal. Julian Priester's a trombone player, very good trombone player. I believe he was on Mondwishy, a couple of Herbie's 70s like electric albums, which he's phenomenal on. And Heshmara Mark Williams, who plays electric bass on this record. This is like one of his only records he ever played on. But his bass playing is phenomenal. Phenomenal on this record. And I've been trying to track down and research, but he's just not been on anything else. And I hate that. When you really like an artist and he just didn't really do much. Just like Patrick Forgas, the French drummer, who came up with that solo album, Forgas, the band, Cocktail, which is utterly brilliant. I just picked that up, but that's for another video. It's like one of the only things he ever did, and it's just sad. Because he's a brilliant drummer, and it's great music. And I just wish he had made more. This next one is a huge grail for me. I've been wanting this for the longest time. And this is Pharoah Sanders. This is Karma. Love that color, that like deep plum purple color. I'll crack the gatefold for you. I'm actually in the process of cleaning this, so I don't have it right here, but yeah, the man Pharoah. And this is just a spiritual jazz masterpiece. This is probably his masterpiece. For me, there's like 3 albums that I always kind of like lump together, which is Karma, Toad, and Femby. Karma, pretty much everyone agrees, is his masterpiece. And then a lot of people think that Femby is better than Toad. I believe Dave also talked about this in a video. I prefer Toad over Femby. Femby's phenomenal, but I just like the vibe that Toad has. Or, you know, just phenomenal stuff. So yeah, this is, as many of you might have known who've tried to track this down or have bought this, this can be extremely expensive. This can go up to like $40. And I was lucky enough to find a copy on eBay for I think like $12, and it was because the guy didn't really know about records, and it turned out to be a VG Plus copy, a strong VG Plus, plays nice. So I'm just really excited and lucky to have that. And then last but most certainly not least is the big find from the free box that I got from my girlfriend's uncle. This is I can't believe I own this. This is Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, Mosaic. This has Freddie Hubbard, Curtis Fuller, Wayne Shorter, Cedar Walton, and Jamie Merritt. Yeah, this is a phenomenal. This is an original, I believe, mono copy. of this record. This is an original pressing, original Blue Note, and this thing is in like VG plus condition. It was definitely the score of the thing. I will show you the label right there. Try to get that glare out there. Try to get some of that glare. Right there. So yeah, this is just a phenomenal find. Really, really happy to have this. Really, really lucky that I was able to find this in that collection. You know, of all the rock he had, and like I got an instant like Frank Zappa collection. I must have gotten like 20, not 20, but like 12 or 13 Frank Zappa records. And like this was just the score. I was going through his stuff and my heart nearly stopped when I saw this, because like I collect Art Blakey. Like behind that Graveyard record, there's like 25 Art Blakey records. I'll buy any Art Blakey that I don't already have. And so for me to get that, it was just a phenomenal stroke of luck. I was just really, really lucky to come to this guy. This guy found out that I liked records, and just really, really super lucky, super happy. It's phenomenal. You know, it's hard bop, of course, just up tempo, swinging like a motherfucker. Just Art Blakey, and I can't recommend Art Blakey enough. If you see an Art Blakey record and it's cheap, and you're not sure, and you're like, yeah, take a chance. Take a chance. Art Blakey is phenomenal. So yeah, this video is like almost 17 minutes. If you stuck with me so far, I appreciate it. You know, I hope everyone's doing well, and I will catch you on the next video. So, peace out.